Well, 5 provinces are increasing their minimum wage today to support workers amid affordability issues. The hikes applied to Ontario, PEI, Nova Scotia, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan. Provinces have tied their increases to Canada's Consumer Price Index. CTV's Scott Hurst standing by with more on this for us. Scott, clearly those 5 provinces as of today, kind of break it down for us and what minimum wage workers can expect.
Good morning, Matt. Hundreds of thousands of workers right across the country in those provinces specifically will start to see more money rolling into their bank accounts. And of course, that is something we all like to see, but it comes at a time where it is desperately needed for so many because, of course, the affordability crisis is still top of mind and still a huge concern for so many people. You laid out the 5 provinces and the increases that they'll see. Specifically in Ontario, it is going up 40 cents, and it is something that will help, even though, as I said, affordability is still a huge concern. According to the government of Ontario, it will support more than 800,000 workers on average, putting more than $800 into your pockets. PEI and Nova Scotia, the minimum wage going up to $16.50 per hour, Manitoba up to $16 per hour, and Saskatchewan up to $15.35 per hour. So as I mentioned, it is a time where it is desperately needed for so many, as all jurisdictions have raised their rates or plan to do so, Matt, this year, except Alberta. BC, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland and Labrador raised their minimum wages earlier this year.
Yeah, and you talked about affordability too, Scott. It really is a nationwide problem. And when you look at some of these numbers, yes, the increase is going to benefit, I think, some, but it really, experts saying, at least at this point, not enough to sustain those daily living costs.
Yeah, things like affording a mortgage, of course, buying groceries or paying rent, all incredibly difficult for so many. Those are just some of the bills that continue to pile up with the ongoing affordability crisis. And according to a report from the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives published earlier this year, focusing on renters, as it points out, which makes up a third of households in Canada, here is the breakdown, and here is how much it is going to cost, particularly in expensive places to live like Toronto, Vancouver, and Ottawa. You'd need to earn more than double the new minimum wage just to afford an average 2-bedroom rental and for it to be considered affordable. Now, a generally accepted threshold for affordability is paying less than 30% of your income on rent. And so if you are forced to pay more, Matt, that means you obviously have to cut elsewhere, as bills, as I mentioned, continue to add up, and it continues to be a significant strain on so many workers across the country. But today, workers in 5 provinces, Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, and PEI will see a boost to their minimum wage.
Hopefully a little bit of relief. CTV Scott Hurst for us. Thanks, Scott, for this. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt.